In my last video you have seen that I said the weekly reviews are dead, and I was referring to these manual reviews that people recommend, where you go through the notes that you have taken throughout the week, connecting the dots, cleaning things up and retrieving insights out of it. It was something very powerful in the past, doing these things manually versus not doing these things at all. And it all needs daily journaling and actually collecting information, organizing it properly, linking things together along the way to speed this weekly review up, because if you do the connections while you're capturing information, this will save you time later to get these insights you're looking for. But AI changed it completely, and in this video I talked about that you can, with a click of a button, get weekly reports about your own life. But what I didn't show you in the video is actually how my own weekly report looks, to show you proof, and this is something I will show you now in this video. But on top of it, I will also share what Paco Cantero, our co-founder of myICOR, does it for himself. There you will see it will look completely different, but it has the same foundation underneath, and that's the key here. For those who are new to myICOR, we are using AI just on a local folder, and for years we've been teaching the ICOR methodology, helping professionals building productivity systems end to end in a tool agnostic way. Forget about the tools, build it your way, and AI makes it possible that you can have now your own tools. You build them yourself, and it is not like that you're a coder, you vibe code now tools. No, it's just a simple website that AI provides to you to visualize the content from the local folder. And here we go. This is my weekly report, and it's exactly this type of concept. It's a private thing, but I wanted to use the real thing to show you I'm actually using this. And here you see I call it the week in ink. Inkline as our branding in myICOR. I love to use it also for my private stuff. And here you go. There's a slide deck of 8, and you see already on the dashboard, the first page, just some key metrics, key insights, some pivotal moments that I had during the week, and many things like this. And if I move forward, you see here, it creates a whole experience here. So for example, here, these are images it saves there, and it's all inside this local folder. So it's just showing me the content out of this local folder, presented in this way, but it's not recreating it in any way or form. And here we go. There I published a video, and here it even embeds the video that I created in this time. See, as the example where I worked with, this is all again inside the folder. I can watch the whole thing here and all the details. Then I can move further. There we go into my private life, where my daughter actually made her certification for swimming, and this is obviously a highlight for me. It's the third child that I helped to learn swim in the first place and get these certifications, and here it is. And I can open this up to see that this works, and I can perfectly see this as a summary, and this gets automatically generated every Friday for me to review, and exactly this way. And if we open up here the side panel, here are all the previews. So I just backfilled 3 months worth of weekly reviews, and I can go all the way back to 2017 because I have all the journal entries all the way back to this time in this local folder. So if I open up the local folder, just to show you again that I'm not making things up here, here's my local folder. I can go in here, and here's the journal, see? And here is the journal entries all the way back to 2017, the first journal entry that I made here. And then you can, you see all these things. And this is what AI is using to create these reports out of it. But during the week, I'm just talking to AI, and it creates these journal entries on the fly. No matter if I'm sharing a screenshot, no matter if I'm talking to it, no matter if I'm sharing a meeting recording and the transcript, and I give some context what I want to have as a journal entry, all these things get extracted, including the CRM, where you see there are people in here, there are animals in there that keeps track of the organizations, and many more things that get automatically created out of this. Here are all the images. If I just go into 2026 and open up July here, these are the things that I shared, and that gets then populated into these weekly reports. Here, for example, you see the full mess of me tearing down the old studio. It's a complete mess, as you can see here, because I was throwing out everything and then tearing down the wall and everything like this, because I wanted to have a minimalistic studio. Here we are, blue background, that's it. So much easier to show things left and right, and many things that makes it so much simpler to handle a YouTube style studio like this. And here I have the final result. Here I have my children testing it out for me. Many things that I have not created myself, not manually collected reflected to make this report. I just told AI, create this weekly report for me, present it in this way, make it consistent. And this is all based on this local folder. For those of you who are working with this folder already, by the way, it's for free to download inside our membership. You just sign up there for free and download it there. You have in here team knowledge. There are the SOPs. There are these are work instructions for the agents how to work, or the guidelines where we have the brand guideline and these design guidelines and so on. So it's always a consistent outcome and quality standards that the team creates for me. And I can go wild because you will see the moment I share with the one that Paco has, it looks vastly different from what I have here. And here is a crazy thing that I implemented. I love listening to podcasts while I'm driving. And here is a podcast where two people talk about my week and about me in this podcast. It's pretty crazy to do it this way.
Climbing out of those holes.
There we go. Okay. So I can actually listen to the podcast. I have the transcript here where it's jumping around, and that's just something I want. Maybe not everybody wants it. It's possible to do whatever you like. And here the loop waits where you left off. It shows me what is relevant, what I need to move forward. And here I love this page too, because here it keeps track of the agents that I have in this folder working for me and who was working most, who had the most sessions working for me. So if you know how my PK works, there's Larry, the orchestrator, who is picking up my requests, and he's delegating the work to different sub-agents. And even that we have Felix, who is the front-end developer, has most here, and Silas, who is the database agent, they have the most sessions. This is because Larry creates these sub-sessions and let them work on, and it makes all the sense because during this week we launched this new myICOR incline design, as we call it, and that's obviously those two rolling this out and setting these things up. Iris is here. She's the design agent. She takes care of the design, comes up with the ideas, and these are all available as expansion packs inside our membership too that you can just add to the folder. But I'm not going too deep into this. Let's stick with this weekly report because this is so amazing. And here is what Paco has to share with his implementation after I showed him the version that I had here today. Within an hour he had his own up and running, and this is what he came up with.
Yeah, well, this was something that didn't exist this morning, and now we got it here. It's as we can see here, 47 pages HTML. Okay, so that we will see that we can navigate as always with keyboard, with keys. Thing is that this is not another obligation for you. This is not something mandatory. Okay, you just generate it, and if you have time, you see a couple of things move up and down, something that resonates with you. And this is the serendipity of the things. Okay, here is the connections of the different entries and how you get an overall understanding of the week. And also, in my opinion, in such a beautiful way, following our Inkline brand guidelines, that it's amazing. Okay, it's amazing. Here on top, I can see the progress. I can go again to the index, whatever. Okay, this is something that it made on its own. And for me, these are the things that are amazing because I couldn't.
And here we see already the different preferences, right? Because here it's obviously each slide is focused on one takeaway and piece of information, while my decks are dashboards combined with different things. So it is so amazing that you can set these up in a way that just makes sense for you and the preference, how you consume the content about this. And it's much more likely that this review will stick.
Correct. And the thing is that for me, for instance, having these small chunks of text is really a very relaxing experience for me. It's how I like, this combination. And this title that, there are a lot of setup talking about how I want information to be delivered, okay? And this is done in a philosophical way based on Socrates. And that's the approach, okay? It's something that I want to be consumed as a small philosophical essay. That's the way that I want these things to be delivered, but also easy to digest, okay? I don't want this to be something that I need to pay a lot of attention to really get the highlights, okay? Here, it creates this concept, for instance, that I didn't know, tacit knowing. Obviously, can I live until I die without knowing this? Of course, okay? My life doesn't depend on it, but here there's an interesting thing. I was reading this and I said, what the heck? It's just really interesting. For instance, you say they call this tacit knowing, okay? The passage of knowledge from focal awareness, the thing you concentrate on, to subsidiary awareness, the thing you rely on without looking at it. For me, this is an insight. I don't know if I will be able to reproduce it the exact same way, but I'm having the sense of growing because this comes out of the journal entries that I have done on my own language, okay? My way. And this is the outcomes of someone, somebody, a thing, okay, that is not biased like me and delivers these type of things. And well, it's full of them. From time to time, highlights that I say, oh, well, this is the simplification of what I have just said with a couple of sentences, okay? It goes through my different areas of life, chess, piano, well, here, different things, okay? About the fatigue amplification effect. As you can see, I'm always forcing AI, put a name to a concept, okay? This is something that for me is crucial because this is how, obviously, AI can start also creating parallelism, because here, in this case, is a chess game that I played, that in my case, it was a disaster. I wasn't aware that it was such a bad week for me, but I moved down, okay, from 9:39 to 8:41. I went to the casino and started playing not in the right mood, and I start losing, obviously. Another lesson for life, okay? And this is the thing. But the point is that here, I received many different insightful messages, okay? For me, this is much better than going through, I don't know, a Twitter feed full of things that at the end doesn't belong to you. To me, everything resonates to me. For instance, this motivation is what gets you started up, is what keeps you going. For me, this is something that I have perfectly interiorized. It's one of those things. Here, The Quiet Demon, it's like a novel, but it's an essay, okay? It's an essay, it's not a novel. Talking about the style, and here it creates a feature that I have developed in my own AI productivity system. Well, here there's a description, okay? And it creates the connections with different things. The thing is that I can keep reading calmly, but there are combinations of everything, okay? For instance, here, there's a piece of content that I deliver on the membership. This was, well, my son celebrating the victory of Spain. Well, there's a quote out of Dostoevsky, for instance, the most terrifying freedom is discovering that even your suffering is your own fault. Well, this is powerful, man. For me, this type of content consumption, when you are relaxed, when you don't have anything to worry about or to be concerned about, well, here, for instance, another things that I shared, okay, great things never came from comfort. I'm consuming content here with different things, okay, there's a private message, for instance, on WhatsApp. Here I'm bringing content out of my mind, the outer world, what I have just said on the podcast, okay, here it's a combination of things that I have from the outer world with my own reflections. And I think that this type of combinations, here, for instance, the waking 4 figures, well, 45 journals, 65 coaching sessions, 14 images, 5 Polish, but also week, okay, these are the key elements, okay? And for me, this is important. The key elements are the pillars of your life. And knowing what you write about, talking about journal entries, tells you what you are paying attention or not. As you can see here, chess, I know that this is a trap because for every single game that I play, I generate a journal entry. So if I play a lot, that is just playing chess, okay? Well, it seems that I'm fully focused the whole week on chess, but here I get an overall understanding of the things that happen during a week. And here talking about the different goals that I have. These are the goals that I move. These are the projects that and habits, okay? Play and train chess every day. Here, I get an overall understanding at the board, talking about games. But here, for instance, this is about my piano experience. And all these are journal entries. And I go here, it's loading. This is the journal entry, okay? And I can navigate. And at any moment, if something resonates to me, I can go here and say, oh, yes, this is what I wrote. For instance, and at all levels, okay, on Francais. For instance, that I'm also learning French, I think, for my whole life. But here I have insights out of the different sessions that I have with Grok, by the way. What went out? Here I have the different golden nuggets that we deliver, but also, why not, the different articles that I have published. And here I got an overall insight of it without any problem. As you can see, I'm here where I show up when the things that I publish on LinkedIn and X. Here also something, everything produced, for instance. This is something that is collapsible to be much more focused. But here I see the different things. I'm getting aware of all the things that I have done through the week and the different coaches that I have, my AI coaches, and the ones that deliver insights to me, okay? For instance, here, 75 concepts introduced 217 themes identified. Am I going through the different themes? Not at all. Okay, but well, here I have the things that for me, it's an experience. It's something I can live without, of course. But am I better by consuming this type of content? I have no doubt. Okay, I have no doubt. This is something that for me means a lot. It's something that brings many different things inside the productivity system. That for me, it's something that, well, as you can see here, little by little, the beast keeps, expanding, okay, to no limits, because this is literally insane, all the things that you can do little by little. I keep, here, for instance, creating a calculation of the different commissions of our salespeople. It's something that right now I just import the different Excels from my ERP and create the different commissions for the different people. Here I have the different insights of the different coach at any moment. I think that it's a much better, I would say, overall understanding of your own world and the things that matter to you. Talking about documentation, it's something that for me works amazingly well. I think that the moment that everything gets auto-documented, for me, it's something amazing. I can refer and point my system to any of these things that I have not written at all, okay? And they are perfectly defined without any problems. Also about the guidelines that I have to use, okay? The agents architecture. Talking about the teams, here I have my different agents and information about them, about the definition of the agent. Everything is so streamlined. I think that this is the sense of having that one tool for everything. This is the perfect integrator of everything. Here I'm bringing and also delivering content also to other systems or tools in this case. And for me, it's amazing. Okay, I think that it's something that has nothing to do the way we work 1 year ago compared to this type of thing, because, well, this is just the tip of the iceberg, because when you start engaging with your own system, it's something that you trust. And the moment that you are fully trust that, the moment that you can create, I don't know how many searches I have nailed it, okay, no matter if it's with a concrete and specific term or using semantics or using just any context, using things like in the last month, a conversation that I had with this guy, and you don't need to go to this guy, go to the backlinks and then go one by one going through the...
Correct.
This is something that all the tools I have tested, the lack of a powerful search feature, it's something that it never worked like in this custom-made productivity system that I have in place.
Isn't this amazing, right? It looks completely different, but I hope you saw the underlying foundation. His setup looks completely different because here is my PKA cockpit. By the way, that's also included for free in the folder that you can download inside our membership. And this cockpit provides all the things, including here, there's an analytics board where you see the work of all your agents, or, the team roster, have the details here. But obviously also the journal entries I have here. I can read the whole thing. I see the connection to the different entries and so on. I made a whole video about this already, but this is where Paco shared his, as he calls it, mindset app. We call it my PKA cockpit. You can name it whatever you like. You can adjust and edit it the way you like it, to your liking, different colors, light mode or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all in there. I just want to give you the understanding that it's all based on the same concepts. Here is my key elements section, my objects, my topic, my habits, my goals. Everything is in here. You see, I have more than 1,000 documents in there that I'm not going deeper into this, but I hope this gave you now an insight and the proof of concept that creating these weekly reports on autopilot based on what you just been collecting the whole week. By the way, for anybody with ADHD, it's a dream to throw things in and let it organize for you and extract what is relevant for you automatically, which only works if you have defined what is a key element in your life, what's the most important things in your life, what you're just interested in. All these things, with these guidelines, AI perfectly knows how to create these reports for you, and I will provide the prompt to get your own weekly report, set it up inside my ICOR 2. So if you're not a member yet, sign up for free and I catch you up in there or in the next video.